What's up, people? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the no-holds-barred truth about capitalism. I'm about to go in. I'm about to tell y'all the real. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Capitalism is an extension of slavery, of the slavery system. The only difference is, with capitalism, is you actually get paid a wage. See, you can apply for a job to get a wage. If you don't like that job, you can quit. But if you notice, and if you haven't noticed, most of these jobs do not pay you enough money to break free. You only make enough money to eat, sleep, get a house, get a car, get some gas so you can bring your ass back into work. That's the way capitalism works. Look, everybody can't be rich in this system. The majority of people will have to do the work. There's only a few people that get to sit at the top of the pyramid. The elite, the rich, the wealthy. They get to sit at the top of the pyramid while everybody else does the work. The reason why the rich don't have to pay more taxes than the middle class or the lower class is because there's only so many of the rich. And to incentivize the rich to continue to build things, to continue to produce things, they give them tax breaks. But guess what? There's more of the general population than there is of rich people. So what does the government do? The government is going to make most of its money off the general population. I figured this out when I was playing a game called City Skylines, and I was running a city. I had built the city up with lower class people. I had built the city up with lower class people and middle class people, people that would work in factories. And my city was producing. I was making a lot of money. A lot of money was flowing into the coffers. And then I had a stupid idea. I was like, you know what? I'm going to start making the city rich. I'm going to start zoning for rich people. The only problem with that is I zoned a large portion of the map for rich people. But guess what? When those zones filled up with the rich people didn't fill in all the zones like how the middle class and lower class people filled in the zone. So basically, there were less rich people taking up all of that land because everybody couldn't be rich. Everybody didn't have the education to be rich. And guess what? I started losing money. I started losing money because even though I had all of these rich people in the city, the rich people needed workers. Without workers, nothing was going to be produced. And I had all these office buildings with no products being manufactured. That's how capitalism works. That's how this system is set up. The majority of people must be workers. The majority of people cannot be the bosses, cannot be the owners, cannot be the founders. That is for a select few. So when you understand how they set this game up, it's sick, it's twisted, it's demented, but there's solutions to this system. And I'm going to get into that in another video, only if this video gets a lot of views, because I'm not going to waste my time telling y'all how to escape the system if ain't nobody going to watch. But capitalism is a crazy system, and the rich are the ones who control it. The politicians are the middlemen. The politicians go between the people and the rich. The politicians acquiesce to the oligarchy. Their main job is to play both sides, and they do. That's why you have politicians who get paid a salary of $200,000 a year, but they're worth $200 million. And I'm not going to say no names, Nancy Pelosi. This is the way the system works. See, politicians are just a middleman, and basically their job is to lie to the people. Their job is to gather up all the interests of the people, figure out what the people want so they can sell the people a dream, sell you a game plan that they never implement. Think about it. All of the stuff that these politicians have said that they were going to do to help the working class, the working man, but every politician, no matter who it is, they always do something to help the rich. Whether it was Obama bailing out the banks, whether it's Trump right now trying to give more tax cuts to the corporate executives and corporate founders and the rich. They always do something for the rich. It don't matter if it's Democrat. It don't matter if it's Republican. And most of these idiots, most of the American people are idiots because they actually believe that the Democrats and the Republicans are not two sides of the same coin. See, the Republicans and the Democrats are one bird, but just two wings. So wherever that bird flies, that's where those wings are going, even though they stand apart. It's like the WWF or the WWE, as it's called. You could tell I'm old because I'm calling it the WWF. The WWE or whatever it's called right now. They act like they hate each other. They act like they're enemies. But at the end of the day, when the lights go off and the crowd is no longer there, they drink a beer together. They talk about the battle, the match they just had. Politicians' role in this system is to keep the people happy. And they find little ways to do it without giving you anything, without giving you anything of substance. This system is about capital. The person that has the capital rules. That's it, period. That's why it's called capitalism. The person who has the capital rules. So that means the person who has the money, and the person who has the money has the means to produce products, the means to buy land, the means to grow food. The person that has the capital, the human capital, the time capital, that person is going to rule. That person is in charge. That's why investors who invest in a business, they don't have to do none of the work, but they get the majority of the capital, while the employees get nothing but wages. So in a capitalistic system, if you are just an employee, you're going to pay the most taxes because you do not own anything and you do not put up any capital. Understand that. This system is built for people who put up capital. What is people? Who are the people that put up capital? People who put up money to start businesses. People who put up money investing in businesses. People who invest in stocks. These are the people that provide capital. If you don't provide capital, you don't get profits. If you provide anything else but capital, you get wages. Slave wages, as they call it. So, it doesn't matter if you're a slave with a wage of $500,000. You can be, CEOs are slaves. You got CEOs that make 10, 15 million. They're just high paid slaves. You are a slave to the capitalistic system unless you have enough money or you make enough money outside of a job where you have time, you have freedom of time. You can do whatever you want with your time. You don't have to answer to anybody. You don't have to acquiesce your time to get pieces of paper. So it doesn't matter if somebody's a lawyer or a doctor, they're still selling their time. And if they're selling their time, they're a wage slave. Which means they're not really the true beneficiaries of capitalism. That should tell you everything you need to know about this game and what you should be trying to do. You should be trying to stop relying on a wage and rely on capital. Take the money that you get from your wages and use the money to produce more capital. That's what rich people do. Rich people use the money that they get and they use them as soldiers. Each dollar is a soldier that's sent off to war to fight, to bring back more soldiers. How do you use your money to bring you more capital? You buy stock. How do you use your money to bring you more capital? You buy businesses. You buy real estate. You buy things that can generate you income. You buy things that can give you passive income. Car washes, laundromats, vending machine routes. Things that help you generate income off your money that don't require you to do labor. And this is the main component of capitalism. And then I'm getting up out of here. I'm giving y'all too much. Y'all gonna have to listen to the next video. The main component of capitalism outside of money, which is called capital, is human capital. When you can get other people to do all the work, like the owner of your job gets you to do all the work. See, you need to create systems that do the work for you. That's why they're working so hard to develop AI, because they're trying to replace human beings. They're putting systems in place that's going to operate and create money every day. See, a system, a robot doesn't need a break. A robot doesn't need lunch. A robot doesn't need time off with their kids. A robot can continuously work all day, 8, 12, 16 hours a day. You need systems. And if you don't have systems, you need human capital. You need people to do the work for you. Play the game of capitalism. Stop relying on a wage. There's nothing wrong with a job. But once you get a job that pays you a good enough income where you can live a decent lifestyle and start to save, you need to start using your savings to start building income. You need to use it as capital that's going to bring in you more capital. If you're doing anything outside of that, you're going to stay a slave to the system. I'll be back.